What is up? All right, so we got the last epoch here, and let's get the settings. See if we can lower the sound, especially the music. We'll leave it like that. But so I played for a couple hours tonight, and I bought the game maybe like a month ago. Right now it's on sale, I think, for $35 on Steam. Uh, I think it might be like their spring sale or something. I don't know. It's whatever. I think it's normally $40 and it's like 35 right now. But I bought it a while back and I played it when I first got it, maybe like 30 minutes, and then didn't play it again. Not because I didn't like the game or anything like that. Uh, I don't know. I started playing other games. I don't remember what was out maybe a month. Maybe I started playing like one of the new updates for No Man's Sky or something. I don't really remember, to be honest. But the only problem I've had is I've lost connection a couple times. So I don't know if it was because I streamed the video while I was playing, but and I could see like a little bit of lag here and there, like where my guys were, rubber banding or teleporting like back and forth. I'd be walking and then they rubber band back, and then like 20 feet or meters or whatever in video game term you want to use, from where I just was. It was just a second or two of it, but it happened, four, five, six times, something like that. But let's go over to settings here. This is on PC, of course. So you have stuff like move to melee attack enemies that are out of range. So that's if you want to use your move button for that, and then you can set up stuff. I got all my mouse set up. One thing I didn't like was you can't attack and move, or at least if you can, I don't know how to do it, but I don't think you can attack and uh, use the left mouse button to move. So, like, if I wanted to use ability, see, left mouse is already in use. You want to replace it, so I can't do both. I can't like use my ability and walk, like you can in most of the other ARPGs, or at least the ones that I've played. So left mouse button is definitely just for that. Just as an example, uh, if you're playing something like Path of Exile, I know a lot of people like to disable that, or they just like to have a move button. Me, I just hold shift with my pinky when I'm playing. This one, it felt like I had to use the keyboard more, and then I just kind of set up some of my mouse buttons. But you can see that I have like all the keyboard buttons still here. I mean, obviously like use potion and portal and stuff like that, or open inventory. It's pretty much the same as every other ARPG. C for character, I for inventory. Skills, S, map. You hit the tab. You got the little uh, transparent overlay and stuff like that as far as the controls go. Then you got like stuff like display damage numbers and health bars over the enemies and the players. The overlay map zoom, you can zoom that in or out. You can make the opacity, uh, darker or more transparent if you want that. Loot filter, this is pretty cool because it's built into the game. Whereas, something like Path of Exile, you use like one of the many different third party like websites, whatever that, work in conjunction with the game, and you can filter out like certain loot. Like let's say you only want to, loot yellow items or something. You can just come in here and no filter, manage loot filters, and then you just create one and yada yada yada. I'm not going to go through all that, but just showing you that that option is there for anyone that maybe hasn't had the game and want to know what some of the features are. And there, length of item names, you got normal, short, long, auto compare items. So if you don't want to hold down like shift or control, I forget which one it was, to compare items, you can just check mark this and it'll auto do like what you have equipped versus what you are hovered over in your inventory. You can turn off like shaking. I have it like low. Lock cursor to game window. So if you're, playing like in windowed mode or something like that. Rgb support enables RGB lighting for supported Logitech keyboards. I'm a Corsair fan, but if you have a Logitech keyboard, that is cool. I do have a few games that utilize that feature, and I like it a lot. Like Path of Exile, I have a plugin for that with my keyboard where it will, every time I upgrade thing, I, my keyboard, my mouse, my trackpad, all that like changes into a zillion different colors or whatever. RGB low health warning, flash the keyboard when at low health. That's kind of a cool feature, but again, I think that's just Logitech keyboard. I actually do have a Logitech, like a G, maybe like a 95 or so. I don't remember what it is, but I haven't used a keyboard in a while. Graphics, I put everything on medium because I was streaming, but you can go all the way up to 4K. You have very high and then ultra, whatever. But these were streaming settings that I had. It does have a streamer mode here, which is cool. So, if your stream is stuttering, you can enable that. It does have vertical sync. I turned that on. I turned the limit off, but I did have it set to 60 and 30. And then the shadow, everything on medium right here. So you can just see some of the settings, the sound. You've seen this mute arrow. So like when you run out of mana, if you try to cast a spell, I don't have enough mana, you can disable that or whatever if you don't want to hear it. Audio mix, you got like Logitech Pro G 50 millimeter, and then standard. I just use standard. Social, I disable chat. You can hide unknown social requests pop up. So, you know, people that are not like on your friends list, which I don't have any friends in the game on my friends list, whatnot. Challenges, you see you have like the solo account found, disabled, your gold stash and crafting materials are shared with other characters. So I disable that because, if I, create another player, I don't want to like sell something that one character might be using or that I need for a different character. Maybe I put it in the stash box and don't remember why I had it in there, and then like some other character has it, and I'm like, oh, I don't need this, and I sell it, or whatever, or I use the gold, and then I want to play like with my mage character, whatnot. So you have some of those options in there. Create a player right here. You do have like subcategories and stuff of the different classes. So you come right here, you see Sentinel, you got the Void Knight, the Forge Guard, and the Paladin, and then you got the base class right here. You can see over here like the key skills when you click on each of them. Just shows you what their key skills are right here. The Sentinel, the Void Sentinel, just shows some of the stuff. Uses dark energy, whatever, yada, yada, yada. I've been playing like as the mage. Right here, you have the rogue, blade dancer, marksman, falconer. Then you have the mage. That's what I play. I'm playing the sorcerer mage right now. But you have just the base mage, sorcerer mage, spell blade, and then rune master is not activated yet. Oh no, I take that back. I'm only playing the base mage right now. I was only playing base mage, but you do have other classes in here. And this one will be unlocked, I think, when the game launches. It's still in, I guess, early access, beta, whatever. Then right here, you're going to have your primalist, your beastmaster, your shaman, and then your druid. One thing about it is you can't change the character model. So skin tone, hairstyle, beard, or if you can, I don't know how to do it. I don't know if that's something they're going to implement when the game officially launches. But you can't even change, like, say, if you want to have like a druid, like female class or male class or whatever, you can't change that. And then last but not least, here, like the necromancer, acolyte, necromancer, was it lich king, well, I think it's a lich, warlock, whatever, lich, rhymes with rich. It also rhymes with peep. Then they'll have the warlock, which is not unlocked right now. I do plan on building a couple other characters. I did start off with, I think I might have been using the druid. I don't remember which one I used, or beastmaster, something like that. When I initially got the game, like I said, I played like 30, 45 minutes, and then I don't remember what happened, why I quit playing, but I didn't play it again, started playing something else, never come back to it. And today I was like, I just want to play. I like playing with mages and stuff like that. So when we go into the game, though, we can just enter the game, and I'll just show you kind of like what the menus and the overlay look like. I'm not really going to get into the gameplay and stuff. It pretty much plays like every other ARPG that there is. The graphics on here are pretty good. I would say they are better than Path of Exile. Probably not as good as what I've seen with the Diablo 4 beta, but you can zoom in pretty good. One thing that I did notice, you'll notice the chat was there. Even though I have this disabled, you have to like enable it and then disable it again. Like, I don't know, it pops up when you like enter a game. But you got the same thing like scrolling in and out, pretty much the same. You can see your inventory, whatnot. It does have some cool features here though, like sword items. So if you have like a bunch of items in here, maybe you got a wand, you have a great sword, some boots, a shield. This is funny that the mage has a shield by default. I don't know. But some rings, jewelry, stuff like that. So you get sword item, and it'll just line everything up. That way, if you want to pick up other items, you're not, it's not like Path of Exile or something. You're like, oh, I have to, I can just give an example here. Like, if I sort them, just pretend this is a bunch of different items, and you see it just puts them all over there. Um, uh, Transfer crafting items. So if you have items in here that can be broke down into like the materials, you can just tap that, and then it'll just automatically transfer them up here, and you can view some of the different materials and stuff. Like, let's say you pick up the rune of discovery or something. I don't know. Mana. You got like this little. You see all the different stuff right here: prefixes, suffixes, modifier runes, all that. Anyway, you can just transfer the crafting materials, and there are like crafting benches and stuff in here. Blessings, I haven't unlocked these yet, but you can see some of the stuff right here: undiscovered. So like when you discover them, they will show there in appearance. I think this is like cosmetic items if you buy them. Like your pets are right here. So if you buy some sort of I guess microtransaction or whatever, I'm guessing, that's what'll go here, kind of like Path of Exile. Um, then your character, so you can see all your statistics and stuff. Damage, defense, minion. Other. You can see like fire and lightning. You can get a little bit of info about it. I haven't died yet, so I still have the deathless tag up there. You can see like your strength, your dex, your intelligence, fatality, your health, mana, movement speed, stuff like that. You can see, additional defenses like from, your inventory items that you have equipped. Let's see, what else do we have in here? The game guide. So, it's going to have all the info that you need to know, like how to unlock skills. And then you got like the specialization tree. And then I can show that. I didn't mean to do that, but you got your passive tree right here. You got some different passives and stuff that you can upgrade. One thing that I didn't realize at first, in order to get to like the second tier and stuff like that, like if you hover over it, you have to have 5 points to unlock these two. You have to have 10 to unlock here. And what I mean is like the first one's right here. So I have to have 10 points in order for me to unlock this arcane right here. And then to get here, I have to have 15 points to the left of this yellow line. So as it stands right now, I have 12. So once I upgrade like 3 more points into these abilities, then I'll be able to like have, Warden, Knowledge of Destruction, Rune of Winter, stuff like that. You get the idea. And then, you got different, your, like I'm the base class mage right here. But as you upgrade the left, then you can start upgrading the more of the right. And then, you got different, you can see alt for more info, and it'll just show you like Glacier and then Disintegrate. You can hover over that. You could also put some of these abilities here. This Glacier is crazy good. And then your skills right here. So you can see these, you can like upgrade them and swap out things, unlock by spending points in the mage passive tree. So you'll notice like the Glacier and the Disintegrate are not up here. These are like character levels, whatever. And then you can have like specialized skills that you can upgrade right here. You see that I have this one upgraded and I can like respec it. So this is lightning blast, and then I have fireball, stuff like that. Like I'll probably end up like respecing this and maybe going with something like a frost spell or something like that. Just as an example. Let's see the map and quest right here. So the ruined world, the ancient path, and then you can see the ones that I've completed already in this portion of it. Passive reward points. You got like idle slot rewards. You can fast travel to the places that you've unlocked. So I can hit that and hit travel. The gold ones I haven't unlocked yet, and then so it's kind of like a time machine, I guess. You travel back in time. You see right here, like ancient era, end of time. I guess it's like end game, whatnot. And then you can see the map is really big. You can see all the different worlds and stuff in here. Like when I hover over the different like errors, and you see how the world map changes, whatever. Shut that down. Let's see, anything else here? The shop coming soon. So I guess there is no in-app purchases. The forge. So if you want to forge something, like this ring, you can throw the ring in here. It adds like an elemental damage, and you can say, whatever I want to have, like a cold resistance added to this ring. I could add that on here. Let's see if I want, like health right here. So it's going to give me like, and it's like RNG. So you see I don't have any, well, right now I have 7% increased elemental damage on this particular ring. And then I'll just show you right here. I lost one foraging potential. I got plus 10 health and still have my elemental. And I don't know if you can add like, so let's say right here, I want to have, maybe cold resistance or something. I don't know. We could try this right here. What is this? Rune of Discovery. And then now you look at my ring and it is yellow now. And then I still have the elemental damage. I have increased throwing attack speed, health, endurance threshold. So, maybe I want to have Rune of Refinement. Or what do we have here? Rune of Discovery. Try that again. Cannot add affixes. Okay, so I guess I can upgrade that. And then, oh yeah, the health went up plus 10. You see that there. So now I have like a better ring. Like I can get rid of this ring and throw this one in here. And then now you see right here, I got 4% or 4% increased movement speed, better elemental damage, throwing attack speed, more health, and then I have endurance threshold, which is an improvement over what I had here, where I just had like +1 intelligence and dodge rating, whatever. So the foraging stuff, you got a guide right here, and then you can view your materials and stuff for crafting from this menu right here. Let's see, ladder coming soon. As I mentioned, it is still early access, which I think it's coming like very, very soon. And then you have main menu, obviously chat bubble right there. You can hover over the stuff, to see any info you need, and then just hold down Alt to see like additional info. Like this right here, 12% increased damage, 4% per point. So I guess I have 3 points in this, or in intelligence. Or no, yeah, 3 points. So 4% per point of intelligence. So it scales with intelligence. This right here, it's going to scale with intelligence as well. And then it has like a freeze rate multiplier. All the nerdy stuff that you're looking for, it's there. You got your quest. You can show it or hide it. I like that. So, if you don't want that on the screen, you do have ways to, click that and move it out of the way. Then you can always just open it back up. Open up the map, open up the quest. But that's the game right there. It's really fun. It's really relaxing. And I've heard other people say that. Like, if you play Path of Exile, and I don't know, like, I feel like, here's the thing. Like, I felt like every time, like, I upgraded a skill or tried a new skill or something, it just I felt more powerful. I added new armor like that had more like defenses, and it felt like I wasn't taking as much damage. And even if I didn't know what I was doing, because I'm over here just like on the passive, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna add stuff here, and let's see what this does. And it seemed like it mattered, but it didn't seem like it didn't like harm me in a way, like like picking the wrong node like you would in Path of Exile, to where it's like, oh, I'm adding this, and then all of a sudden my whatever, my mana loses 15 because I think I added whatever, something to like my bow and arrow, like arrow accuracy or something. The next thing I know, like my speed is declined or my mana's declined or something. Just as an example, like I don't know, but I didn't really get the sense that I was like losing anything by leveling up like this tree, like this passive tree chart. Now I'm sure there are ways to min max your build and stuff like that, and get super nerdy with it, having the right items, all that. I just started playing the game. I streamed it. I will link it in the description if you want to see it, like from start to finish. Kind of got frustrated there about an hour into it because I had like went from like zone to zone, and there was like no place for me to like my inventory was full. I didn't, like you see here, it just lost connection. This is what it does in the game. I don't know, maybe because I'm AFK, like not actually playing the game. It did that several times. Does seem to be very buggy as far as the servers go. So do with that info what you will. But the point I was trying to make was, when I was upgrading like my abilities and my passives and my skills and stuff like that, I never felt like I was harming my character, my play. It just felt like I was doing more and more damage and one-shotting and stuff, even though I'm low level and only like in the first little area of the map. Of course, it should feel like that, but again, I'm going to use like Path of Exile. I'm not really trying to compare the two games, even though they both are ARPGs, top-down isometric games that are very similar in play styles and genres. Diablo would be another one. I feel like this was uh, it's more fun than Diablo 3. Probably not as fun. I like the intricate part of Path of Exile. I will say that. But this right here is very relaxing. The music is not as good. I think Path of Exile's music is awesome. Diablo 3 has really good music too. This music, it's kind of mid tier. I don't know. It's not as cool. The world is, man, how do I put it? Okay, so I think like Path of Exiles, like maps and dungeons, and I think it's awesome. Like it has a very evil look. This has more of that modern. I don't want to use Fortnite as an example because it doesn't look like that. It does look very, modern because the game come out in 2019 and it's been updated, here the last like 4 or 5 years. And it's not as old as Path of Exile, but I just think like the maps and the music in Path of Exile are awesome. I love the intricate like building and thinking and like having to make sure that my build is right, or I'm gonna do less damage or whatever. Like I love that about Path of Exile. With this is just more of a relaxing fun ARPG, kind of like Diablo. Like Diablo I feel is more like at least Diablo 3 was more like that. Like I don't know, same thing, kind of like Elder Scrolls Online. I know it's kind of like MMOE more than like ARPG. I don't know, it just it still feels like a it's a dungeon crawler game. SO is, but again, I feel like yeah, you can get like nerdy with builds and like Diablo with Elder Scrolls to be very overpowered or to be very powerful. And I'm sure you could do the same thing in this game. I just haven't played enough of it. Only played like a few hours so far in the game. But like my first impression of it, like for $40 or $35, like I said, it's on sale right now. I think it's normally $40. Definitely worth it. Um, you know, If you just want something different, if you can deal with it disconnecting every hour, I'm sure they will get that fixed. It does have an offline mode. I do want to mention that as well. So keep that in mind. You can play offline. You see up here online. So I can play offline. I can create a new offline character, and then I don't have to worry about being disconnected. So if you're someone like me, I don't really care about social interaction when I'm playing games. Like I'm never gonna type into chat. I may join a group like in Path of Exile or in Diablo. I may do a dungeon or something in SO, Elder Scrolls Online or something like that. It was like randoms, but I'm not going to be on the mic with them. I'm not going to be in the chat bubble. I'm just going to be like in Elder Scrolls Online. I'm just going to be sitting there healing your ass. Diablo, I play Barbarian, so I'm just going to be at the front of the pack, just whirlwind. Diablo 3, I'm going to be whirlwinding through everybody. So whatever. It does have the offline mode, which I like. If you have questions or comments, probably go to another video and ask someone who has more time invested into the game. But just my opinion of it, it's fun, it's relaxing, it's cool, it's easy to get like and grasp like what you want to do in the game. Yeah, and I do recommend it. Like I think it's worth it. Like give the game a chance. Look, you got 2 hours on Steam. Like I always say, look, install the game, play it, because it doesn't count until you actually play the game. So once you install it, it's not even that big of a download. I think the whole game was like 26 gigabytes or something. So it's not even like a very big game by 2023 standards, especially like an ARPG. Or like a big game like this, you would think that maybe it'd be a little bit bigger, but it's not. Play it for an hour and a half. If you don't like it, or you just like, whatever, it sucks. It feels like a mobile game, and it kind of does have like a mobile feel to it. Uh, but it's fun, and that's all that matters at the end of the day is that I had fun and that I'm enjoying myself. But like I said, if you don't like it, get a refund for it. But give it a shot. That's the video. If you do have a question about anything I said in the video, feel free to ask. But I'm out.